Very good. I'm talking to Scott Becker, who's running for the 219th District Court, which court that will be vacant here at the end of the year. He's facing Angela Tucker and Wendy McMillan in the Republican primary. Good evening, Scott.
How are you doing, Bill?
Great. Let's start out. I'll ask you a very basic question and
Okay.
ask you to describe the role of a district judge and tell me a little bit about why you feel like you're the best choice for the voters.
Well, in my eyes, I grew up playing baseball much of my life. In fact, I played all the way through my freshman year of college at UT. And so a baseball analogy works best for me here. I think that a district judge is very much like an umpire. And whenever I took the field at UT or anywhere in my baseball career when I was pitching, once I got on the mound, all I wanted from an umpire was somebody who would call balls and strikes, apply the rules the same for both teams, regardless of what uniform they were wearing. And I kind of see the role of a district judge very similar to that. It's not the judge's job to coach one side or the other. They simply wait for a request for ruling on evidence or ruling on a motion, a pitch to be thrown, if you will, and then they call balls and strikes. And they apply the same strike zone, the same set of rules, the same standards to both sides and all parties, whatever uniform they're wearing, whichever side of the table they're on. So it's kind of the role that I see for a district judge. Why I think I'm the best qualified candidate in this particular type of court we're looking at here, we have general jurisdiction courts in Collin County. They cover primarily felony criminal matters, general civil litigation where there's no limit to the amount of controversy, and also family law matters. And I have experience in each of those areas. I think it would be important for the judge of that court to have a background in each of those areas. It gives me some perspective. I've been a plaintiff's lawyer. I've been a civil defense attorney. I've been a criminal defense attorney. I'm currently a prosecutor. And I've handled a handful of family law matters over the years and touched on some family issues. That background will make me, I think, the most qualified individual to take the bench and hit the ground running from day one.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that answer. The second question has got to do with what's been happening around Collin County in the last couple of years. The district courts have been in the news an awful lot lately, probably more than they'd like to be. Most of it's been pretty critical. As you see it, I know you'll only be, if you're elected, you're only one judge there. But what can you do to help the citizens, the voters of Collin County believe that when they're in the courthouse in McKinney, that they're to get justice done?
Well, what I would encourage citizens to do is our courts, since their creation, since we founded this country, have been a public forum. And so that means that the courtroom is open to anybody in the public. And I would encourage anyone out there in the electorate to come to the courthouse, watch the proceedings. If you are a parent of a child in junior high or high school, bring them to the courthouse and have them have a real-life social studies lesson where they watch the legal system in action. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the courtroom besides trials like we see on TV. There's temporary orders hearings, there's motions that are done without juries in the room. There's no shortage of activities taking place in that courtroom. And I think there's no better way for the citizens to feel comfortable with what's happening in that courtroom than to be in there and observe it. So I would encourage them to do that.
Okay, thank you. Another question I think I would like to ask you has to do with some of the changes we've seen lately in the last few years around Texas and around the state. One of the most striking examples has been some of the changes that have gone on in Dallas County courts and the Dallas County District Attorney. They have an innocence commission now that's really thrown into question a lot of the work that was done by previous courts. I know you've got limitations of what you can talk about, and I don't want to go there. But what I would like to ask you is, are there any lessons that we hear in Collin County that our Collin County judges can learn from the experiences that we've seen around us in Dallas County and in other places?
I think what I would say to that is, first of all, I've been working in the Collin County District Attorney's Office for about the past 6.5 years and gotten the chance to meet a lot of different people in the DA's office, people that used to work for the DA's office or have worked in or passed through our court system up here over the past 20 or 30 years. Even though I've only been here for 6 years, they come through and they have stories to tell about the way it used to be and can kind of give me a perspective. And I'm proud of the way that the system works in Collin County for the most part, and I want to stay proud of Collin County. I think every citizen out there should be proud of our county. If there's other places doing something better than the way we're doing it right now, then that may include Dallas, that may include Tarrant County, that may include another state. I don't want to limit where we look to keep up to speed on stuff, to make sure we are the best place to live and have one of the best justice systems out there. As a lawyer, I'm required to maintain continuing legal education credits every year, and that continuing legal education is one of the ways we stay abreast of the law. I think as a judge that I would want to make sure I did not only the requirements for that, but if there's somewhere else I can learn how to be a better judge, then I'm going to pay attention to that as well, and I welcome the input.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate talking to you. Good luck in your campaign.
Thanks for the opportunity, Bill.